Tonight on CTV News, we step into an NRA meeting on campus and evaluate freshman demographics.
We also have highlights from the homecoming football game and other fun activities during homecoming week. All this and more on CTV News starting now.
Good evening, Colorado State University. I'm Sunday Miller.
And I'm Stuart Smith. Let's dive into everything in the world of news. Fort Collins Police Department has confirmed a fatal motorcycle collision on the 2400 block of South College Avenue around Friday afternoon. A 24-year-old male driving his motorcycle south on College Avenue in the right-hand lane made a lane change to the left, lost control, and hit the center median curb, sending the motorcycle and the driver to the ground, where they stopped a short distance later. The driver was not wearing a helmet and was transported to the medical center of the Rockies with life-threatening injuries, which he later succumbed to. As of right now, the motorcyclist's identity has not been released. The accident caused several lanes of northbound and southbound college traffic to be stopped, so Fort Collins Police crash team could investigate the incident. The team deployed an aerial drone to map out and further investigate the incident. No further information has been released at this time.
And last night, there was a National Rifle Association speaker that came to the Laurie Student Center.
I think anybody on the spectrum can come and learn something, whatever their preconceived notions are of the NRA or guns or gun control. We all just want to learn a little bit more about the topic, talk to each other a little bit, and have some good discussion about it.
Well, I believe if you should ever speak on an issue, you should try to do as much research as you can into it. And that includes stuff like, gun control, which I understand can be a very emotional issue for some people. So I think an event like this is very healthy for students because it gives them a chance in order to hear out a side of the gun control debate that they may not necessarily hear.
The representative arrived last night to present some facts about the NRA and its background. In addition, the speaker wanted to clear up some confusion about the rights of citizens when it comes to firearms. On top of that, there was also the hope to spark some discussion about the gun control topic. With a fairly large crowd attending the event, there was plenty of discussion generating from different ideas. With gun control being such a highly debated topic in today's world, we decided to find out the goal behind these types of talks and what students think about events like this. If you're interested in getting involved with more events like these, check out the Laurie Student Center's website for details.
Game days on campus have become a highlight of this fall semester. But what about cleaning up after those games? Colorado State University is setting a goal of ensuring zero waste for football games at the new stadium and expending efforts to reach that goal. Zero waste football games were held once a year for the Aggie game in the past. Zero waste eliminates the volume of discarded waste and reuses the resources. Facilities management, working with the CSU Zero Waste team, is devoted to wasting nothing for all football games at the new stadium this year. The Zero Waste team works to recruit volunteers. The team consists of a small group of volunteers who volunteer their time with the goal of creating as much waste diversion as possible, according to Maggie Gilman, a junior Human Dimensions of Natural Resources major, who leads the CSU Zero Waste team. The team spent over 200 hours working without pay so far this season to keep our beautiful new stadium clean. If you would like to volunteer, please visit green.colostate.edu.
Many of us have felt the wrath of college introductory math courses, but don't worry, we have good news. The Statistics Success Center is a new resource available to Colorado State University students. Ben Prythirth, the undergraduate advisor and special appointment instructor for statistics, says, "We know that statistics can be hard. We're here to make it easier and more understandable." The Statistics Department Chair Don Estep created the SSC because of his experience in tutoring in undergraduate and graduate school. He noticed that in some circumstances, tutoring could be a lot more effective than recitation or in-class questions. Those who work for the SSC include undergraduate students, graduate students, and instructors who are aware of the structure of the introductory classes. This benefits the students by allowing their tutoring to be oriented toward their classes and the working environment, and is a benefit to those employed as well. The SSC is open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Friday. The tutors also offer hours on Sunday from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the Morgan Library.
There's something special about CSU's class of 2021. They are both the largest and the most diverse group of students to ever choose CSU. For the 10th year in a row, CSU has seen its largest freshman class ever. That's right, the Colorado State University class of 2021 is the largest and most diverse that the university has ever seen. With 5,031 students, this is the first class at CSU to ever break 5,000, beating last year's record total of 4,956. This year is also CSU's most ethnically diverse class ever, with 27% of students having minority status. That number does not include international students. Since fall of 2007, the percentage of minority students has risen by 12%. The class of 2021 also has the highest average GPA of any incoming class in CSU history, with an average high school GPA of 3.62. However, despite a higher GPA than in the past, student profiles have largely stayed the same. The average ACT score has stayed the same as last year, at 25.2, and the median SAT score is still in the range of 560. Also, despite the rise in ethnic diversity at CSU, the number of first-generation students is at the lowest that it has been in at least 10 years, at 22%. Despite the more than decade-long rise of population here at CSU, the administration still has plans to continue growing. According to Leslie Taylor, the Vice President for Enrollment and Access, we always want to continue to grow the diversity of each class to more closely mirror the state of Colorado. We're not quite there yet, and diverse populations will continue to be a larger part of Colorado's population, so we will continue to concert our efforts to recruit students from these backgrounds. Honestly, I find that entire thing really interesting. Let's hope we continue on this trend.
For students at Colorado State University who want to see lively political debate between their peers, there is an event coming up that fits the bill. Currently, the debate will have Young Americans for Liberty, Students for Progress, and College Republicans, with each organization having one representative in the debate. And the debate will be moderated by Isabel Brown, the Speaker of the Senate for the Associated Students of CSU. According to Andrew Walter, the president of CSU's Young Americans for Liberty, the debate will allow more opportunities for people to express and listen to various political ideologies. The CSU chapter of the libertarian student group Young Americans for Liberty is hosting the debate and is open to all CSU students next Thursday at 6 p.m. in the North Ballroom of the Laurie Student Center. Doors for the event will be open at 5 p.m. and those wishing to attend can sign up through the Facebook event page. So Stuart, are you planning on attending the debate?
Oh, I'd love to. I love watching these kind of things, but unfortunately I have a different political event down in Denver that I'm attending.
How exciting, what event?
Mike Pence is coming and some people decided to protest.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be quite the event.
It'll be interesting. Well, that's all the time we have for news tonight, but don't go anywhere because our weather reporter Zach Trombetta has your weather updates and an inside look at A-Basin skiing this weekend.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back from break. Weather anchor Zach Trombetta here. I hope you guys had a great start to the week. We warmed up since Saturday and Sunday. We experienced some colder temperatures than we've seen so far this year. Right now out in Fort Collins, 60 degrees right now with a sunset of 6:17 p.m. Tonight's going to be pretty breezy in Fort Collins and across northern Colorado. Looking at temperatures across the state tonight, up here in Fort Collins, 41 degrees. Last week we were talking about bringing your plants in with freeze warnings expected for tomorrow morning. Tonight, not the case. 43 in Burlington, 39 in Lamar, and 37 in Lyman. Out on the western slope, though, freeze warnings and possible snow at high elevations for sure tonight with 28 degrees in Vail, 23 in Gunnison, and 27 in Alamosa. Up in Craig, 39, and out west, Grand Junction, 36. Along the I-25 corridor tonight, 45 in Denver, 46 in Colorado Springs, and 44 in Pueblo. Tomorrow, it's going to be a pretty nice day across the state of Colorado. Up here in Fort Collins, 77 degrees, Sterling 75. Down south, Lamar, it's going to be our warmest city in the state tomorrow at 81 degrees. Along the I-25 corridor here, 74 in Colorado Springs and 77 down in Pueblo. Out west, Vail 62, Gunnison 64, and down in Alamosa 66 degrees. Last show, I ended up talking about the snow being blown up at A-Basin and the race to open up ski resorts in Colorado. Tuesday night, after the show, A-Basin announced that they would open up their resort on Friday. The mountain's been open for about 5 days now, and if you're planning on going up this weekend, you can expect some clouds and some snow possibly on Saturday with a temperature of 32 degrees. And then on Sunday, it's going to warm up and be sunny with a temperature of 43 degrees. Smiles all around up there on opening day. These guys were lucky enough to catch the first chair of the season in Colorado. Lucky guys. Now, looking at the 5-day forecast here in Fort Collins, tomorrow, 75 with a temperature of low of 38. And we'll see 70s through Friday and into the weekend. We will get a little cooler like we did last week. 56 on Saturday, 35 as your low. And on into Sunday, 65 as your high. It's going to be a pretty nice way to wrap up your week. Tomorrow's forecast, it's going to be another nice day in Fort Collins. 77 as a high, 41 as a low. Tomorrow your sunrise will be at 7:15 a.m. with a sunset at 6:15 p.m. And I think that we will have some p.m. winds tomorrow night starting around 6. So if you're out late, bring that windbreaker. That's all I have in the world of weather. Stay tuned for sports with Alex next.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back from the break. I'm sports anchor Alex Clough, bringing you all the latest in CSU athletics. The Colorado State football team remains unbeaten in conference play as the team had another huge victory against the Nevada Wolfpack on Saturday. CSU won 44-42 in the first night game at the new stadium. CSU had a total of 608 yards of offense, which this is the third time in this season the team has rushed more than 600 yards. Senior wide receiver Michael Gallup was the star of the show yet again. He had a career high of 263 yards and 3 touchdowns on 13 catches. Senior quarterback Nick Stevens also had a great performance, completing 26 of 27 passes for 384 yards and 4 touchdowns. Stevens also had no interceptions that night. Senior running back Dalen Dawkins rushed for 191 yards, which this was his career best, and he even had 1 touchdown. Looking ahead, the team will be on the road this Friday at New Mexico. Kickoff is at 8:15 p.m. and will be aired on ESPN2. The CSU volleyball team is 8-0 in conference play and had yet another 2 sweeps this last weekend. The first sweep was against San Jose State. The big star of the match was Jasmine Hanna. She broke the all-time kills record at Colorado State. She had 13 kills and finished with a .522 hitting mark. And this was possibly her best performance of the season. This match also marked head coach Tom Hilbert's 700th career win on Saturday. The team also swept Nevada, and CSU is currently ranked number 21 in the AVCA coaches poll. Both Jasmine Hanna and Brianna Runnels led the team with 8 kills. The team will be on the road this Thursday at UNLV at 7 p.m. The CSU soccer team had a good weekend with 1 draw and 1 win. The first match was against Boise State, and it was a 2-2 draw in extra time. This was another match that went into extra time for the 8th time this season. The 2 goals came from Kaja Orens and Taylor Steinke early on in the match. The goal also marked Steinke's 9th of the season, and she is just a freshman. On Sunday, the team had a big 2-0 victory against Utah State. The 2 goals came from Hannah Gurdon and Carly Ehart.
Gurdon is currently the all-time points leader for CSU, and she even got the goal by heading it into the lower left of the net. The soccer season is almost over with just 3 matches left. The next match is against New Mexico this Friday at 1 p.m. at New Mexico. The Colorado State men's cross-country team placed 6th out of 35 teams in the Nutty-Combe, Wisconsin Invitational on Friday. Jerome Mock and Cole Rockhold held the team as Mock placed 16th in the 8K and Rockhold placed 27th. The women's team placed 29th out of 34 teams and was led by McKenna Spiller, who placed 113th in the 8K race. The team heads to the University of New Mexico for the Mountain West Championships on October 27th. For more sport updates, follow the CTV 11 YouTube page, and don't go away because Kara Coles is up next with entertainment and has an inside look at all of the fun homecoming events from this weekend.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Hey there, Colorado State University. I'm Kara Coles with the full rundown on all the juicy entertainment gossip happening around the world. Over the weekend, Lincoln Park released a tribute carpool karaoke episode on Facebook to honor the late, great Chester Bennington. The unaired 24-minute video was released with the permission of Bennington's family. The episode begins with a written tribute to Bennington saying, quote, "With the blessings of Chester's family and his bandmates, we share this episode and dedicate it to the memory of Chester." The video then cuts to actor Ken Jeong making his pitch to become a member of the band, suggesting that they change the name to Lincoln Park. Throughout the entirety of the video, Bennington belts several of his songs, including Numb and In the End, while also taking on pop classics such as Hey Ya by the Outcasts. The video has already received 10 million views on Facebook and triggered an outpouring of comments honoring Bennington and the legacy he made. Well, folks, it looks like another Joe Bro is off the market. Over the weekend, Joe Jonas got engaged to girlfriend of almost a year, Sophie Turner. The frontman of DNCE broke the news on his Instagram account with a picture of Sophie's newly bejeweled hand atop his with the short and sweet caption, "She said yes." Friends and family were quick to chime in and congratulate the couple, including brother Nick, who shared a photo of the ring on his Instagram account with the caption, "Congratulations to my brother and sister-in-law to be on your engagement. I love you both so much." In exactly 10 days, viewers will get the chance to venture back into the Upside Down as the fan favorite Stranger Things returns to Netflix. Season 1 of the popular series received a multitude of critical as well as audience acclaims. The sci-fi action-packed thriller centers on a group of friends who live in a tiny town plagued by mysterious, threatening creatures. And let me tell you, this series will have you hooked. I mean, it had me to the point where I was trying to decode messages from my Christmas lights from, I don't know, like a solid week. The last season was left on a cliffhanger with main character 11, played by Millie Bobby Brown, supposedly destroyed by one of those threatening creatures I was just talking about. But thanks to an exclusive clip from MCM Comic-Con London, audiences have some insight into 11's fate. The short clip showed her using her mind powers to open a rift between the real world and the Upside Down, allowing her to escape. I can barely use my mind powers for normal everyday activities, let alone to transfer realms, so hey, props to her. Anyways, find out all about 11 and the rest of her squad on October 7th, only on Netflix. The Ramley got a little bit bigger last week as CSU celebrated its homecoming. The week started Wednesday with CSU's homecoming comedy show starring Junior De Guzman and Ismail Lafdi. The show, hosted by Ram Events, was free to all CSU students. Jokes of the night included the ever so popular jabs at President Trump, per usual. I mean, he just makes it so easy, right? Comedian Lofty also showed some Ram pride, much to the crowd's entertainment.
I went to the University of Florida. I didn't like it at all. Is anybody from Florida here? Where? Go Noles. Go Noles. Yeah, sure, go Noles. I actually have no pride. No, Gators, I don't care. Rams, on the other hand, I love them. Yes! Woo!
Both comedians are rising in their career. Junior Day Guzman was the winner of Stand Up NBC back in February, while Ismail Lofty starred on Jimmy Kimmel Live this past Friday in his first television debut. In addition to the comedy show, annual CSU traditions took place in honor of the homecoming weekend. The weekend kicked off with a parade throughout campus, followed by the annual bonfire on the West Lawn. The event served as the beginning of the homecoming pep rally to get people excited for the big game on Saturday. The fire was closely monitored by officials to ensure the safety of all those who attended, and students and family got to socialize and enjoy the warmth of the fire as well as live music. The night ended with a literal bang as students got to enjoy an extravagant fireworks show. Well, as stated by our weatherman Zach Trombetta, it looks like we are going to be experiencing several warm days this week. If you are like me and want to soak up as much warmth as possible, here are a couple of last-minute activities you can do before the cold sets in. If you own a bicycle, make sure to use these days to get that extra outdoor exercise while also being able to soak up the sun. But hey, even if you don't own a bike, it's still the perfect weather to take a walk through the fallen leaves. Fort Fun has a variety of fun for all ages activities, including mini golf, go-karts, batting cages, and bumper boats. Finally, if you love to hike, then you won't be disappointed by the trek up to Fort Collins' famous Horsetooth Rock. The hike, which ranges anywhere from 3 to 5 hours, has a bit of climb at the end, but I promise the breathtaking view makes it all worth it. Make sure to get in all these outdoor fun in the sun activities while you still can. Well, Rams, that's all I have for you. Have a wonderful week, and don't forget to follow CTV on Twitter at CTV11. And remember, Rams take care of Rams. Have a good night, CSU.